Mary Kay, this was an absolutely insane game. As this 60 minutes is playing out, I guess let's just start here. It's kind of the gamut of emotions, right? What were you thinking?
Well, first of all, the thing that comes to mind is, boy, is Kevin Stefanski an aggressive play caller? He's an aggressive coach, and this team is taking on the personality of their coach. Of course, who ever thought that after everything, the way that it happened, that they had a 41-14 lead, that these guys would score 3 touchdowns, the Cowboys, in the fourth quarter and pulled within 41-38. And obviously then they needed Odell Beckham Jr. to save them, and he did. This guy has been trying to tell us, I am a star. Feed me. Let me help you win games. This is what I can do. I want more. And he went out and did it.
Yeah, and it started with that great play from Jarvis Landry to Odell Beckham. And I've been talking about this. I think getting Odell Beckham touches early in the game matters. I think getting Jarvis Landry early in the game matters. I think when those guys are involved and those guys are engaged, it doesn't mean you have to force them for 60 minutes, but you'll have them later when you need them. And boy, did this team need Odell later in this game.
They really did. And you know what? Stars want to be stars. These guys haven't gone to multiple Pro Bowls for nothing. Jarvis Landry hasn't gone to 5 Pro Bowls, and Odell Beckham Jr. 3 Pro Bowls. He knows what he's capable of. And these guys want to shine on the big stage. They want to be the reason that the Browns win. They want to be why you can open up a 41-14 lead. And, that was such a great play. It was Odell's 50th touchdown. It was Jarvis's 100th straight game. And, good for them. These two best friends wanted to be together here in Cleveland and do some special things with this football team. And they for sure did that today. 3-1 at this point in the season. This means the Browns have an opportunity to do something this season.
We're 4 games in. There's 4 preseason games every year. It really feels like this team is starting to find its footing a little bit.
We all knew they had these big players last year. Myles Garrett, Nick Chubb, who, of course, we're waiting to hear about his knee injury. Hopefully it's not too serious. But, when you have players like Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, Nick Chubb, there's a lot of first-round picks on this team. Odell Beckham Jr., Jarvis Landry, they should be winning games. They should be winning football games. And they called it aggressively. They played it well. And this team is one that I think Browns fans are going to really start to fall in love with. The defense, how about the defense coming up with 5 turnovers last week and 3 takeaways this week? You're going to win a lot of football games when you are +3 in the turnover margin. I mean, like 80% of the time, you're winning that football game.
Let's talk about that running game. Over 300 yards in a game when Nick Chubb left in the first quarter. I mean, that to me is the most telling thing about how effectively this team runs the ball and, frankly, how good this offensive line is.
Yes, and you know what? I mean, we can say all we want that this is a bad defense, and really it is a pretty bad defense. And, I'm sure that's going to be all the talk in Dallas for the next week is how horrible their defense is. But there's something to be said for the Browns offense. They have weapons. The thing that we didn't know was Baker Mayfield going to be the one to be able to pull it all together and light it up and make it be the explosive offense that it can be. Well, he played better this game. He was more than just a game manager. I thought he was very decisive with his passing. He had that one late one down the left sideline to Odell that he needed to make that throw. You and I talked about that in the press box. He needed to make that throw to close out the game and not let them get back into it. But for the most part, I thought he played a really good game, and he looks like he's gaining confidence in the system. And I think Kevin Stefanski is figuring out how to help Baker look good and feel good about his performance.